ZBrush, you'll get this home page pop up. You just want to close it out. You might get an update available. We don't want to update it yet. And so just hit cancel on that. And then you'll usually get this open file kind of prefab little menu bar. And we're just going to go ahead and click hide over here. So now we have our working document. And so remember, ZBrush actually deals with 3D objects as tools. So the first thing you want to do is click on this where it says Simple Brush Tool over here. And we're going to click on that, click on that and create a sphere 3D. So you click on sphere 3D and you left click and drag it out into your workspace. Couple things that you should know is that immediately after this, you have to go and click edit, okay? After edit, we have to turn this object into an actual Polymesh 3D. And so we're gonna come over here to the right and click Polymesh 3D. So now we can actually edit this sphere. So if we don't do it in that exact order, it's not an editable object. So a couple shortcuts you should know. F is to frame. Right click and control, you move it back and forth. So right click and holding down control moves it back and forth in that space. Right click and option rotates it around. Okay, and if you just right click, then you also move it around this particular axis, move your object, and you can see the little face giving us an idea of like where the front is, where the side is, etc. Okay, if you also hit right click and then hit shift, it straightens it out. Okay, so you can see now like everything is perpendicular, either vertical or horizontal. Okay, these are your brushes. You start with the standard brush, hit F for frame again, and you can see as soon as I come in with the standard brush, I can start manipulating my object. Now, most of the time we want to be probably modeling in symmetry mode. So if you hit X, you can see another little dot pops up on the screen. And so no matter where I move, it will manipulate this clay ball on either side, right, of that axis, of that vertical axis. And so now I can very quickly come in and start to build up whatever I so choose. Okay. Another quick little tip is that the brush right now is building up and stretching out this clay. If I hold Option and left click, it does the opposite, okay? And so whatever that brush is, right, whatever brush you're using, if I hold Option, the opposite is done, okay? Also, if I hold Shift, you can see that it turns blue. This is actually a smoothing, and it doesn't matter what brush you have, as long as you hit that Shift, you are going to actually smooth out, and I can almost bring it back to where it was originally, smooth out your clay. Okay. Command Z undoes, just like other programs. Okay. Get that in there. Just build something up. The other thing you'll notice is that these are pretty big polygons within our piece to manipulate. And so one thing you want to do is actually model in Dynamesh. And so Dynamesh is over here under geometry. So over in these menus, there's a little menu under here called Dynamesh. And we want to click this on, and you can see immediately it's already kind of smoothed out, right? And our active points have increased to 44,000 from 8,000. So now I can get a little bit more resolution within my model, okay? If I switch to a move tool, let's show you how this can actually work. I can pull out these polygons, and it's actually just stretching them out. So if you see, these polygons are actually just stretched out. It's not making new. So with the Dynamesh on, to get more resolution as you stretch things out, you're just gonna have to come over and hit Control in the empty space. It turns yellow, and then you're gonna click and pull. And you can see now it's created more polygons. I'm up to 50,000. And so it's kind of a back and forth. As you're modeling and pulling and stretching and making more polygons, you wanna come over and hit Control, left click, right? And create more of those polygons. So you then can go in and smooth that out and create a nice smooth shape using the shift. And so I can keep building this up, and every once in a while hold that control and pull out that. Something else to realize, like if you don't want to edit a part of it, so that control button on turns this yellow, it's actually a mask. So wherever I mask will not be edited. Go back to the standard brush. So you can see here, as I build this up, it won't be impacted. So it's a nice little tool to allow me to build up other areas, but not impact that. So, and then again, if I want to remove the mask, come over here, control, and pull it up. And you can see none of where I had mask was impacted by my tools. So that's the basics on how to kind of get started and start manipulating. There's lots of different brushes up here. Like I've said before, most of them aren't worth a whole lot. BCB is the clay buildup that gets used a lot. And then the BMV, which is the move tool, that gets used a lot as well.